today about reports and customizations on reporting. Today it'll be presented by us, Unicode Consulting. And we'll just be going through some NetSuite features built to speed up your daily duties. But first, let me just put some housekeeping. I want to respect everyone's time here, so we'll try to end before 11 a.m. today. With that, if you have any questions, please use our chat function. We'll try to get to them at the end. There'll be some time for a Q&A. And if we run out of time, we could also reach out to you after the presentation to get the answers that you need. So for our agenda today, we'll be quickly introducing Unicode Consulting and then just giving a brief summary of NetSuite. Then we'll be going to the webinar topic. And lastly, we'll save some time at the end for some Q&A and just information for the next webinar. So let me first introduce myself. My name is Gideon Goey. I am the sales representative here for Unicode Consulting. A little about me is I was born and raised in Los Angeles and grew up an avid Laker fan. I've experienced working with startup companies where I've supported on the technical side and the user side of system implementation and company-wide rollouts. Today, I'll be joined with my colleagues, Charm, who is our lead functional consultant, and Danny, our technical consultant. Charm will actually be the one presenting the webinar. Do you two mind if you introduce yourselves?
Yeah. Hey, thanks, Good. Hello, everyone. My name is Charm, and I am a lead NetSuite functional consultant here for Unicode Consulting. I am a certified public accountant by profession, and I am based here in Manila, Philippines. So I've been working with NetSuite for over 6 years now, and my expertise are on the ERP functional side, specifically on advanced accounting and fixed asset management. So if you have any questions at all, please don't hesitate to contact us or send us an email. And glad to support you guys. Thanks.
Hey everybody, I'm Danny. So I'm a technical consultant here at Unicode Consulting, and I have a background in software engineering, especially in tech and API integration and everything like that. So if you have any questions for me, feel free to shoot Gideon or an email or any other way that you would like, and I'll try to get that answered for you. I'm based out of Denver, Colorado, and glad to see you all here today.
All right, thanks, you two. Just a brief summary of Unicode Consulting. We were founded in 2006, and we have a team that has a vast experience with business enterprise solutions for NetSuite. We're based in Los Angeles, but we have teams nationally and internationally for all-around support. And we are official NetSuite license provider and Oracle Gold partners, which means we are able to help you from conception to support to implementation to optimize your NetSuite experience. At Unicode Consulting, we have a track record for success. We have worked with many different companies, whether they are B2B, B2C, or if they're privately held, or even ambitious emerging startups. Through this, our team has gained extensive experience with different types of system implementations and are very used to curveballs. We are excellent in utilizing integrators and third-party platforms to modify systems based on our clients' needs. You could even call us customization specialists. Our technical and functional consultants love to think outside the box and enjoy working on new ideas if they are needed. That is because we are still think of ourselves as a boutique consulting firm that cherishes all our clients. That is why if you work with us, you will see our scrappy and gritty work attitudes. We are flexible and thrive in fast-paced, agile culture. And because of all that, we are high in customer satisfaction and have kept in touch with many past clients and even still keep in contact and consider them as friends. If you ask them about us, you will always hear positive things. For some more stories about that, please visit our website at unicodeconsulting.com, and you'll get more insight and just reviews of us from our past customers. Okay, now just a little bit about NetSuite. First of all, NetSuite is the first ever cloud company. That means NetSuite has always had a leg up over its competition and has the most experience with this type of technology. And since NetSuite is backed by Oracle, it has the proper funding for resources and talent to grow even more. With customers in over 203 countries and with constant record growth, NetSuite has a massive community that keeps on thriving. And by joining NetSuite, you get access to all this knowledge. Here you can see some of the numbers of its growth and size. And that's just because NetSuite is just the way to go. First, the benefit of a cloud enterprise system is that it is accessible everywhere where there's internet. So if you need it from home, a cafe, or in an emergency situation, it'll be there for you. It also uses a multi-tenant architecture that allows multiple users to use a single instance with a shared database that is segmented per user. What does that all mean? That means that any updates and changes you'll see, it will be in real time. If someone from your inventory management indicates that a product is out of stock, your sales team will know right away. And since NetSuite uses a single code base that is shared, maintenance and upkeep is a lot simpler. Since there is only one code base to worry about, when you update that one, everyone will be updated as well. So this saves you energy and time not having to worry about versioning or organizing busy employees to check and update their systems. Another thing great about NetSuite is that it has a modular setup. So different features are in different modules, and you only use what you need. For example, if a company is not selling internationally, they don't have to get the international module. But if you later on decide to upgrade to the international, adding the international module can be done at any time. NetSuite is great for businesses worried about scaling. And if your company ever has the plans to go with integrating maybe like artificial intelligence or something, this would be the best building block to get to that direction. And like I said earlier, it's backed by Oracle, an almost $40 billion company. That means that it has the funding and big community to keep up with its current trends. Feel safe that NetSuite will help your business with ever-evolving best practice for every industry. And also feel safe that it uses Oracle Cloud Infrastructure security, which is security that even banks uses. Understand that going with NetSuite is like switching from Blockbuster to Netflix. The ease of access and range of content is just better. Lastly, you could see customers in every size, every industry, in every part of the world that trusts in NetSuite. This is just some of the segment of its community. And that's just because NetSuite is the way to go. You could see that from the data that NetSuite customers are more likely to grow faster than S&P 500 companies, even to a scale of 3 times faster. As you could see from all the features that is incorporated with the system, any business can thrive with it. And with that, leads us to our webinar. I would like to go ahead and hand it over to my colleague, Charm. Charm, can you take it away?
All right, thanks, good. So welcome everyone to this webinar session. Our topic for our webinar session for today is all about reports and customization. So I'm going to do the part 2 of the webinar session all about reporting. If you would like to check the part 1, so the part 1 is all about saved searches. You can actually check our social media account. So I think we have uploaded already the webinar video there, so you can check it out. Okay. All right. So for our agenda for the webinar session for today is I'm going to give you an overview regarding NetSuite reporting. And I'm going to give you a sample of how to build a report in NetSuite. And I'm going to also show you, give you some tips and tricks on NetSuite reporting. So I know some of you here are existing NetSuite users. So I'm going to share to you some tips and tricks. So these are our objectives for our webinar session for today, is to review NetSuite standard reports and be able to customize a standard report. So to start with, just to give you an overview of what reporting in NetSuite is. So when you navigate in NetSuite, it's under reports and then reports overview. And then on my screenshot here, you can see, you know, the available user interface and the available links on the reports that is available in NetSuite. Okay, so NetSuite has, you can actually, you know, get your reports depending on the features that is turned on your account. Okay, so the many features that is turned on your account, that is, you know, how much reports or standard reports available to you in NetSuite. So NetSuite is actually a user-based system. So, you know, you can actually share the reports to your colleagues or to different roles. So you can actually share to them the report. If you build a report in NetSuite, you can just actually share them the access or permissions. So in NetSuite, there are actually 120 standard reports available. So these are, you know, the reports that are readily available for you. Okay, and just to give you an overview of what those standard reports are, so these reports are actually segmentized depending on, you know, depending on the features or functionality that you would like to have the standard reports in. So we do have for vendors and payables, customer and receivables. So for customer and receivables, you have there the AR aging, the AR summary report. For forecasting, you have the actual versus budget reports. For the VAT and GST reports, so we also do have that. For financial reports, so this is the bulk of NetSuite reporting. So we do have our standard reports like the balance sheet, income statement, cash flow statement, trial balance, general ledger reports, time and billables. So if you are using the NetSuite time tracking for entering your daily timesheet, we do have the time and billables report available for you. So if you have inventory items, we do have a couple of inventory reports available. We do have the stock ledger report. We also do have the inventory profitability report. So it gives you, you know, information on how much or how profitable a certain item is in NetSuite. We do have the sales report. So this is for tracking your revenue. You know, so we do have sales by customer, sales by item reports. We do have marketing reports also available. So this is to track how well you're, you know, how well you're doing on your marketing efforts. We do have the sales tax US report. So this is useful whenever you you know, you generate report for your taxes, you know, for reporting on the IRS. We do have the banking and budgeting. So if you have budgets in NetSuite, so we do have the budget reports there. Purchase reports. So this included your open purchase order reports. Order management report. So this includes some of the, you know, open sales order reports like that. We do have the sales order report. So we do have sales order pending fulfillment or pending billing. We do have the pipeline analysis. So this is, you know, your sales effort as well, or how well the certain sales representative is doing in terms of sales. We do have the Sales Tax Canada, which is obviously available for Canada. If you have the Canada or you are operating in Canada subsidiary. So those are the available reports available in NetSuite. Okay. So these are, you know, standard reports that are available to you, right? So even if you know, you don't customize the reports in NetSuite, keep in mind that you already have a ready report that is available for your use. Okay. So to build a report in NetSuite, first we have to identify the needs, right? So in my sample here, I am showing you a screenshot of what an AR aging summary report looks like in NetSuite. Okay, so how you build a report first is, of course, you have to be familiarized with records and fields in NetSuite. Okay, so you don't have to actually memorize all of the records and fields, right? But of course, if you're working with NetSuite, you have to keep yourself familiarized with the records, right? So that you know what are the fields available, what are the information you want to source out in a report. So for example, right here, so let's say you are an AR clerk, and your supervisor ask you for open customer balances report, right? So for you to be able to generate that report, you have to be familiarized with an invoice transaction in NetSuite. Okay, so invoice transaction in NetSuite is how you bill your customers' orders, right? So if you are familiar with the invoice transaction in NetSuite, then you can actually find information that you would want to source out in a report. Okay, and then the next step is find a comparable report in NetSuite. Okay, so if you are looking for a customer balances reporting, then just go to the list of standard NetSuite reports, and there you can find AR aging, which actually is what you need in this case, right? So after finding the AR aging report, that is a standard report. Now you can customize it further in NetSuite. So you can add or remove some parts of the reports that, you know, that would really make the report be customized according to your needs, right? So that being said, so how do you actually customize a report in NetSuite, right? So in NetSuite, customization of reports is really easy, okay? So you don't have to be a developer, or you don't have to know coding and such. So if you're just a regular user like I am, I don't have a background in any technical, you know, I don't have any technical background, but I can customize a report in NetSuite just by knowing the fields and the available fields and available reports, right? So how do you customize or build a report in NetSuite? It's just simple. So just access the standard report that you need. For example, this AR aging summary report, and then just click on customize button on the report, and then you will be able to get into this page. So this screenshot right here is the user interface of how you can customize a report in NetSuite. So you can basically just drag things around here, or add or remove fields here. It's very easy. Later, I will show you when we do have a demo, okay? So what are the available options for you to be able to customize a report in NetSuite? So there are quite few. So you can add, remove, or reorder report columns. You can format the numbers on your reports. You can filter the data on your report. So if you want to narrow down your report results, you can do that by filtering the data. You can sort the data on your report. So let's say if you want to sort the AR aging summary by customer number, right? So you can do that. You can set additional options for your custom report. So later, I will show you what are the available options are. You can also share custom reports with other users. So let's say your supervisor or your manager, ask for the AR aging summary report. So you can just, you can share to them the customized AR aging summary report that you build. So you can just give them a link, or you can generate the report for them. Okay. So this is what I'm talking about on the additional options. So we do have the report footer options when we generate a standard report in NetSuite. So as you can see here on my screenshot, this is one of the report footer options that is available on the standard reports in NetSuite. Okay, so what you have here is the date range. So basically you can control the date range in NetSuite. You can also view the report in total. You can also export the report in CSV, in Excel, or you can actually print the report, right? And then, of course, you can email the report. So you can directly email the report from NetSuite to yourself or to your supervisor. You can do that. And what's also good is you can schedule a report. So let's say, for example, if you are generating your customer balances report at the end of the week, right, every Friday. So you can schedule a report every Friday in NetSuite so that, you don't have to really log in into NetSuite by Friday and, generate the report yourself. NetSuite can do that for you. So by Friday, you will be able to, get an email from NetSuite with the report attachment. So that is a sample of a scheduled email, right? So that's nice to have. So also, we do have additional options in the footer, okay? So if you want to, narrow down or filter your report by class, by customer, by location, department, or by item, you can do so. And what's also good is that you can customize the options as you like. So later on, we will try that. So it's time for a demo. So for our demo for today, I will show you how to rename a report, rename financial sections in a report, rearrange financial sections in a report, filter accounts per financial section, change header, row, or format, rename columns, add fields in a report, add or remove filters, okay? So these are the things that we will, that I'm going to show you today for today's demo session. And also, of course, sorting, okay? So let me just log in into NetSuite for our demo session. So for our demo session for today, we're going to access an income statement report, okay? So just a minute. Okay. So let us access the income statement report. So let's go to reports, financial, and then income statement. All right, so this is, a standard report in NetSuite. This is what it looks like. So for an income statement report, we do have the filters here. So we do have the date filter, so you can actually filter this report by date or browse period. And then if you are using a one world account, we do have the subsidiary feature, subsidiary filter here. So one world account, just to give you an overview for those that are not existing NetSuite users, one world account are, you know, those accounts that have subsidiary in it. So subsidiaries is just an entity record. So let's say you are operating in different countries, or you do have an affiliate in, you know, different affiliated companies in the US, and you would want to report on them. So you can create them as a subsidiary in NetSuite. Okay. So also you can export the report in Excel, PDF, CSV, or Word. You can either email the report, print it, or schedule it. So later I'll show you how we can do that. Okay, and then there's an additional options here. If I expand the options, here you can see you can actually filter the report by class, customer, department, item, or location. So let's say I want to, you know, redefine how I generate the income statement, right? So let's say I want to view this income statement by department. So what I do here is I view it by department. So I go to the column filter and choose a department here. And I'll go hit on refresh. So what it does is that it segmentize your income statement by department, okay? So I have here my income statement per department. So I do have the administration, marketing, operations, products. So all of the different departments are, you know, are divided on the income statement. So if I want to export that, I'll just click on the Excel export function icon here. So let me just show you how it looks like in Excel. Okay, so this is how it looks like. So you will see, just generate this report in Excel. So you can either, you know, you can either use this as a basis for, you know, for your other reporting, you know. You can also further modify this report in Excel, right? And, you know, you can, like I said, you can also export it in Word or in PDF, or you can just print it, okay? So if I want to, I can also mail this report. Okay, so if you want, let's say you want to mail this report to your supervisor, so what you need to do is just, you know, choose your supervisor name here, okay? And then here, if you want to copy others, you know, you can do that. So you can do that, you can just add. And then on the message tab, this is just optional. So you can change the subject header, or you can add in a message. Okay, and then once you're done, just click on send. Okay, so what it does is that it sends out an email to your supervisor, right? So once you send it, so it should be, you know, you should be able to get the email. Okay, so let me just open up my email here. Okay, so in here I'm showing you the email that I got from NetSuite. So this is what it looks like, you know. So you can either, you know, you can either have this in Excel attachment or Word attachment, you know. So aside from this, you know, aside from, you know, just sending it through your email, you can basically send it, schedule the email, right? So let me just go back into NetSuite. So you can use this icon here where you can actually schedule your report. Okay, so you can choose, you can choose the duration and then the frequency of how you want to generate the report for you. So you can either do it weekly, monthly, or daily. Okay, so there's also a yearly option here. Okay, all right. So let's take a look at and try to customize this report again. All right, so just to give you, um, you know, a recap, to customize the report, you have to click on the customize button here. Okay, so when you click on customize, you will be able to see this page, which is the financial report builder page, where you can actually customize your report. Okay, so again, what you can do is you can actually rename the report, right? So that's the first thing. So we can rename this report, let's say, yeah, subsidiary IS report. Okay, and then what we can also do is to rename a financial section on the report. So what are the financial sections on the report? So it is what you see on this left pane here. So this is the financial section. So as you can see, this is grouped by category or account. So what you can do here is you can rename the financial section. So let's say I want to rename income I want to rename the income section. I want to rename it to revenue, right? Oops. Okay. So what I did again is rename the report, and I renamed the financial section income to revenue. So let's save the report and let's see how it looks like now. Okay. So as you can see, the report is now renamed to subsidiary IS report, and then my income section here is now, you can see here, it's now revenue. Okay, so of course you can also rename all of the other financial sections as well if you would like to. Okay, so let's just return to customization. So now I'll rearrange the financial section in the report. Okay, so let's say I want to do I want to switch other income. Okay, so what I'm going to do is I'm going to switch the other income. I want it to be following other expense. So in NetSuite, you can just highlight it. You can either use this icon here to move down the financial section, okay? Or you can actually just drag it, okay? Just hold, so just right click and hold to the mouse, okay? And then just drag it, okay? So that's just what you do, okay? So let me just drag it here. Okay, so now as you can see, the other expense and then the other income, they switch now. So you can actually, you can actually redo all of the arrangements here if you want. Okay, so if I save this, and then generate again my income statement. So if I scroll down to the other income and expense portion here, so you can see now that the other expense is now on top of the other income portion here, right? So you can do this with the other financial sections as well, you know. So let's just again return to customization. And the next thing I'm going to do is to filter the accounts per financial section. So let's say I'm going to do expense. So let's do the expense section, financial section. Okay. So right now, if on the expense, all with account type expense is showing there. So just that's just saying that all of the expense accounts are showing on my expense section, right? But if I want to filter that report only for certain accounts, what I'll do is I'll highlight, highlight the section that you want to filter out, and then go to the account section here on the middle page, and then just scroll down to the section subtab. Okay, and then you can see here the filter, right? So our goal here is to change the filter. So just go ahead and edit the criteria here. Okay, so there will be a pop-up. Just click on continue or okay. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to add account. I'm going to add a filter here. So I'm going to do account name. Okay. So what I'm going to do here is I'm going to filter it by expense. Okay, so let's say this is the expense portion here, right? So what I'm going to do is I'm going to just, filter it by G&A expenses only. Okay, so I'm going to show all the G&A expenses on my income statement report. So this is a multi-select field, so I can just highlight all the G&A expenses right here. So as you can see, I'm leaving out the intercompany expenses and the selling expenses here, okay? So I'm just going to do G&A. So if I click on and then save the report again. So what it does is that it shows the G&A type of expense only on the expense portion, okay? So if I click on here and I click on refresh, okay? So if I click on refresh, you can see the G&A portion is here. So let me just return to customization, filter. I don't, let me just remove the account type also. So let me just remove this account type. Right now, it's still calling out all of the expenses right here. So let me just remove this section and just save. So right now, if I generate my report again, so right now, you can see, let me just filter my report here. Okay, so let me just generate the refresh the report again. Okay, just a minute. Okay, so now you can see the G&A expenses here. So what I'm going to do again is customize the report. Okay, so what I'm going to do next is to change the header and row format. Okay, so on the expense section again, so what I'm going to do here is to change the header and row format. Let's say, so go to the format section, and there are different options that you can do here. So you can change the font. So you can either have it bold or italic. So I'll just do italic here. Okay. So I'll just do that on the expense portion. And then let me just also do it on the revenue portion here. So I'll just do italics here and save the report. Okay. So if I save this report here, you will see the report is now doing italics. So let me just resave the report here again. Okay. Sorry about that. It just takes time to save the report now. Okay, so it's generating now. Okay, so now you will see the sections here are now in italic. So you can also you can also change the row format or change your row color if you want. So those are just for appearance only. Okay. So what I'll also do is you can also try to rename a column here. So what I'll do is I'll go to the edit columns right here. Okay, edit columns. All right, so this amount right here, okay, so this is the amount for the dollar amount. So on the column header, I'm going to do, let's say, I'm going to rename it to actuals, okay? So once I've done this, the column gets renamed to actuals. And then what I can also do is to add a, maybe you want to add some more information on this report, right? So I'm going to add subsidiary here, okay? And then I'm going to do subsidiary. I'm going to also rename the column to subsidiary, okay? So I'll just save the report. Okay, and then once we have generated the report, you can see that the amount column is now renamed to actuals. And then I'm able to add a new column for the subsidiary information. So, you can add, the fields and information that you want on the report. So that's why you need to be familiarize yourself on the report, right? So if you want to add more information in here, you can do so. So let's just return to customization. And then on the filters section, so let's try to customize the filters as well. So when we customize the filter in here, there are, some standard filters already here. So you can add more filters here by clicking on this add fields here, okay? But you can also remove certain filters right here. So I'll remove customer and item, okay? And then what you can also do is on the sorting, so you can also sort it. So let's say we want to sort it by subsidiary, okay? So you can do ascending or descending depending on depending on the value that you put in here. Okay, if I click on save, now you see that the filters are now added. So if I expand my filters in here, you can see that the item and then the customer filters are now removed. And then the subsidiary are now sorted by subsidiary in here. So it's in alphabetical order, I guess. Okay, so that's how you customize a report. So these are just, you know, a few of the things that you can do when you do customize a report. Okay, so just to recap what we did on the customization of the report. Okay, so we renamed the report to subsidiary IS report. We renamed the financial section income to revenue. We rearranged the financial section in a report that we do the other expense to be above other income section. We filter the accounts per financial section. We changed the header and row format to be italic. We renamed the amount to actuals column. We added in the subsidiary field or column on the report. We removed item and customer filters. And then last but not the least is that we added the subsidiary sorting field. Okay, so that's about it. That's just how easy it is to customize a report in NetSuite. Okay, so if you're, you know, doing this on a daily basis, you can, get, it's the easier it is for you to customize a report in NetSuite, right? So again, I'm going to show you, some tips and tricks on customizing reports in NetSuite. So the first one is if you would like for your report to be more concise and, to remove clutter on your report, you can check out additional options on your report and unmark show zeros in there. So you can eliminate rows that have zero balances on your report. Okay. So next one is if you want to, view the detailed report on your summary report, you can do that by selecting the drill down report on your customized report. So you can also customize the drill down report on the detailed report that you have and connect it to the summary report. Okay. So next is you can also add the report to your shortcuts. This is, this is really useful if you're accessing the reports on a daily basis. And then also if you want to add the report on a dashboard, just use the personalized link and report snapshots. Any questions?
Danny, is there any questions in the chat?
So if you guys have any questions, feel free to enter into the chat box now. I'll go ahead and start with a question to give us some time to think. But so I know that a lot of our clients use external reporting software, and like the C-levels and everybody might not be going into NetSuite to sort of look at all the reports there. Can you kind of describe how we would export to a service such as Tableau, Charm?
Yep. Thanks, Danny. So actually, yeah, NetSuite is a capable system, so you can actually integrate, various third-party applications or reporting software that you might be using right now. For example, Tableau. So for Tableau, actually, I know there's a ready connector that is available in NetSuite. You can just download it in NetSuite, and the setup is very minimal. So that is also true if you're using, Adaptive Insights. So there are a lot of reporting tool out there that NetSuite is a partner of. So there's already, built-in connector with NetSuite and that third-party application. So you can just easily integrate that into NetSuite. Yeah.
All right. Anybody else?
Cool. Actually, seems like we're almost running out of time. So if anyone has further questions, we could also reach out to you. I'll give you information about my email, and you could always email me for specific questions regarding your company or just general curiosity. But let me go ahead and let you know that we'll be sending out a survey after this presentation. Just help us fill it out and maybe give us some tips on what you want to see from these webinars or some ways we could improve. We might also we will also give one special person a gift from us if you fill out the survey. Also, for more information about our company, and if you want access to our old webinars, please visit our website at unicodeconsulting.com. Again, if you have further questions, please email me at gideon.goe@unicodeconsulting.com, and we'll try to get the answers for you. Lastly, please follow us on social media. Our Instagram and Twitter handle is at Unicode Consult. And then you could also find us on Facebook and LinkedIn by searching Unicode Consulting. We try to, provide you with some business value by following us through those social media accounts. And again, our next webinar topic is going to be the very important period closing. We're going to have that in 2 weeks from now, at February 19th, 2020. Okay. So looks like it's about time that we should finish. So again, I want to thank everybody here for viewing our presentation. Again, please contact me if you have any questions or any inquiry, and I hope you have a great rest of your day. Thank you.
Thank you.